My name is Claire Anderson, and I am 32 years old. The scent of wisteria and my mother's expensive perfume filled my lungs as I took a deep breath, trying to steady my hands on the wheel. It had been a 3-hour drive from my cramped studio apartment in Boston's Allston neighborhood, crawling through Saturday traffic to my family's suburban palace in Wellesley. For 3 years, I had been buried in casebooks, racking up over 150,000 in student loan debt, and surviving on cheap coffee and instant ramen, all to achieve one goal: passing the Massachusetts bar exam. Last Tuesday, a single email changed everything. Congratulations, Ms. Anderson. We are pleased to inform you that you have passed the bar examination. When I called to share the news, my mother's voice, for the first time in recent memory, filled with genuine excitement. "Oh, Claire, darling! That's wonderful!" she'd gushed. "You must come home Saturday night. Your father and I have a huge surprise for you." A real celebration? A surprise. For me. The words felt foreign, unbelievable. Now, as I stepped through the back gate in my one good interview suit, the one I'd saved for 6 months to buy, I freeze. 50 or more guests, all dressed in expensive cocktail attire, mingle on the perfectly manicured lawn. A live jazz trio plays softly beneath strings of twinkling lights. And stretched across the entire length of the flagstone patio is a massive, cream-colored silk banner. My stomach drops as if I've just missed a step on a dark staircase. The banner doesn't say, "Congratulations, Claire." It reads, "Congratulations on your engagement, Megan and Ethan." There, in the center of it all, stands my sister, Megan. She's 27, stunning in a champagne-colored dress, flashing a 3-carat diamond ring to an admiring, fawning crowd. Beside her, smiling but somehow reserved, is Ethan Reed. The Ethan Reed of the Boston Reeds. His family comes from actual, old-world wealth, the kind my mother has spent her entire life trying to access. The realization hits me like a physical blow. This isn't my party. I'm not even a supporting character in this production. I'm just the unpaid catering staff for a celebration I thought, foolishly, was for me. A numbing sensation spreads from my chest down to my fingertips. My smile freezes in place, a mask I've perfected after a lifetime of family gatherings. Sweat prickles beneath my suit jacket. I'd worn it thinking tonight was my moment of triumph, the night I could finally prove to them that all my sacrifices meant something. Now, standing here in my stiff, professional suit while everyone else is in designer party wear, I just feel like an idiot in a costume. "Oh, Claire, you made it!" "Good, good," my mother Caroline spots me. At 58, she still looks 45, the result of religious skincare and a selective, convenient memory. She approaches, not with a hug, but with a sharp, possessive grip on my wrist. Her fingernails dig slightly into my skin. "You look exhausted, dear," she says, her eyes flicking over my suit with faint disapproval. "All that studying, I suppose." Before I can respond, Megan glides over, a champagne flute in her hand, already glowing from the attention. "Oh my God, Claire! Thanks for coming. I know you're so busy with your little books and things, but this is so important to me." My throat tightens. "Mom?" I manage to say. You said this surprise was for me." My mother laughs, a light, tinkling sound, like breaking glass. "Of course it is, darling. The surprise is that your sister is marrying into a wonderful, wonderful family. It's a triumph for all of us." Her voice drops to a conspiratorial, dismissive whisper, "Just for me. Now be a dear and go get more ice for the guests from the kitchen. The caterers are getting overwhelmed." Her words hit me like a slap. Suddenly, I remember last Christmas. I hadn't come home. I'd stayed in my tiny Boston apartment to study for a critical mock bar exam. My mother had called and tripped me relentlessly for 3 days. "Daisy," she'd said, using my sister's childhood nickname. "Megan cried because she missed you so much. Your father is so disappointed. You chose your books over your family." I realize it now. They weren't disappointed that I was absent. They were disappointed that I wasn't there to run support for Megan, to make her look good, to fetch the ice. Tears, hot and sharp, well up. That pointless, crushing guilt, combined with this new, public humiliation, almost breaks me. I feel my shoulders curl inward, a physical manifestation of the shrinking I've done my entire life, trying to fit within the narrow, suffocating space my family has allocated for me. Then, across the lawn, I notice Ethan watching me. Unlike the other guests, he isn't smiling or chatting. He's observing. His brow is slightly furrowed as he clocks the interaction between my mother and me. I swallow my tears. I straighten my spine. No, I say. I'm surprised by the steadiness in my own voice. I'm not getting the ice. I think I'll go say hello to the guests. My mother blinks, momentarily stunned. This isn't the script. I'm not playing my part. Claire, don't be difficult. But I'm already walking away. My heels sink slightly into the manicured lawn as I head toward the crowd. My hands are shaking, but I keep them uncurled at my sides. I feel something new forming inside me, something hard and cold and clarifying. 3 years, 1095 days of grueling, isolating work. I did that. I did it alone, without their help, without their approval, without a single word of encouragement. I don't need to chase their validation anymore. Behind me, I hear my mother's performative, trilling laugh as she explains my behavior to some nearby guests. My elder daughter, I hear her say, always so independent, a real career woman. I don't turn around. For the first time in 32 years, I'm not playing my assigned role. And it feels like the first real thing I've done at a family gathering in my entire life. It's a terrible feeling, being the overlooked one, the one who works twice as hard for half the recognition. So many of us, especially as we get older, have felt that sting. If you've ever felt like you were in Claire's shoes, please click that like button. It helps to know these stories are being heard. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you won't miss what happens next. This is just the beginning. The party hums around me like a swarm of well-dressed locusts, devouring catered canapes and expensive champagne. I retreat to a quiet corner of the patio, near a trellis of climbing roses. My throat still burns from swallowing my tears. 3 years of academic torture, all to become a footnote at my own sister's engagement party. I press my back against the cool stucco wall, grateful for something solid to lean on. Voices drift from the other side of the trellis. My father's distinctive, confident baritone cuts through the ambient chatter. "Oh, Richard, your girls are just so accomplished," a voice says. "It's Mr. Harrison, Dad's longtime golf buddy and business associate. I hear your older girl Claire just passed the bar. That's a hell of an achievement." I hold my breath. I wait for my father's pride. His firstborn daughter, an attorney, top 3% in the state. My father, Richard, chuckles. It's a weary, dismissive sound. "Oh, Claire. Yeah, she just passed some test. She's always been good at paperwork." He lowers his voice, but I hear him clearly. "But Megan. Now she's my retirement plan. This wedding, Harrison. This is going to solve all our financial problems." The words land like a physical blow. Some test. My retirement plan. I grip my champagne flute so tightly I'm surprised the stem doesn't shatter. The liquid trembles. "Smart move with the reed boy," Mr. Harrison says, his voice conspiratorial. "That's old money. Very discreet about it, too." Ethan's father, my dad replies, his voice full of pride, sits on the board of 3 Fortune 500 companies. This marriage, is exactly what we need right now. My mind races backward, a cascade of memories rearranging themselves into a new, horrifying pattern. For 3 years, I've paid for everything myself. Rent on my tiny apartment, my food, my books, my bar prep courses, which cost thousands. Meanwhile, whenever I asked my parents about accessing my portion of grandmother's trust fund, 200,000 that was meant to be split evenly between me and Megan, my mother always had the same answer. "Your sister has some urgent needs right now, honey. Just wait. It's not going anywhere." I'd waited, and they had been draining my money. Our money. They'd been investing it in Megan's brand. The perfect clothes, the right vacations, the calculated social media presence, all designed to do this, to catch a wealthy husband. I set down my glass and moved silently along the wall, needing to confirm what I already suspect. Near the rose garden, my Aunt Isabel stands with my mother. Aunt Isabel, my father's sister, is a stern, no-nonsense woman who has always looked at me with a kindness my parents lacked. Her face is flushed with an anger I've never seen her display. "I can't believe you did this to her, Caroline," Aunt Isabel hisses, gesturing toward the house. My mother's back stiffens. "Be quiet, Isabel. Claire needs to learn her place. Today is about Megan. This has to work. This is our whole family's chance." "A chance for what?" "To keep spending money you don't have." Isabel's voice drops lower. "To keep draining those girls' trust fund. That is theft, Caroline." "It's an investment." My mother's smile remains fixed, her eyes scanning the crowd. "Claire will thank us when this all works out. The connections alone." something inside me doesn't just crack. It shatters. The hurt that's been festering since I arrived doesn't vanish. It calcifies into something hard, cold, and sharp. My legal training kicks in. I'm no longer the sad, overlooked daughter. I'm a prosecutor, and I'm looking at a crime scene. Across the lawn, Ethan Reed stands alone at the makeshift bar, staring into his whiskey as if seeking escape. The perfect opening. I straighten my suit jacket. I cross the grass with deliberate, measured steps. Hi, Liam. I correct myself. Ethan, I'm Claire, Megan's sister. I extend my hand, my voice professional and poised. Congratulations on the engagement. You must really love her to be willing to overlook this family. His handshake is firm, his eyes sharply assessing. He's not the pampered, empty-headed trust fund baby I expected. There's a deep intelligence there. And a wariness. Overlook, his brow furrows. I offer a professional smile, the one I've been practicing for interviews. You know, we're a lot. Understanding flickers in his expression, followed by something else. Concern. Before he can respond, Aunt Isabel appears at my side, wrapping me in a tight hug that smells like vanilla and sanity. I am so proud of you, counselor, she whispers fiercely in my ear. The makeshift podium appears on the patio. My mother taps the microphone. Everyone! If I could have your attention! She gestures to Megan, who floats forward, tugging a reluctant Ethan with her. Our beautiful daughter Megan has secured a most promising future, she gushes. Megan has always been our ray of sunshine. We just knew she was destined for greatness. My father joins them, glass raised. To my little girl, and her extraordinary taste. And to Ethan Reed, welcome to the family's son. We couldn't have handpicked a better man. Not one word about me. Not one. 3 years of work, passing the bar, reduced to invisible background noise. But the sharp pain I expected to feel has transformed. My chest loosens. The shame and humiliation have evaporated, replaced by a profound, cold sense of relief. I no longer have anything to prove to these people. With steady hands, I reach into my suit pocket. I withdraw my phone. I open the voice recorder app and press the red button. Oh my God, you guys are embarrassing me, Megan giggles, taking the mic. She flashes her ring, tilting it to catch the light. This is literally the happiest day of my life. The speeches continue. Relatives, friends, all praising Megan's beauty, her charm, the magnificent match she's made. I stand perfectly still, recording every word. When it's over, I slip my phone back into my pocket and turn toward the bar. My path is blocked by Megan. Her perfect smile doesn't reach her eyes. The champagne in her hand isn't her first. There you are, she says, swaying slightly. Hiding in the shadows as usual. Congratulations, Megan, I reply, my voice steady. She leans in, her breath sweet and boozy. See, my nerdy sister. This is real success. She gestures to her ring, her dress, her fiancé. Men don't marry a law degree, honey. They marry this. You've got 3 years buried in books, and what do you have? A piece of paper and a mountain of debt. I open my mouth, but I notice movement behind her. Ethan. He's standing there, his face like granite. He has heard every single word. Before I can speak, Aunt Isabel is at my elbow. Her hand closes on my forearm. Don't, she murmurs. You're better than this. Megan, oblivious, tosses her hair, waiting for my reaction. She expects tears. Instead, I look her directly in the eye. You're right, Megan. This is your success. Enjoy it. Her smile falters. She expected me to be wounded. By the time she turns to see what I'm looking at, Ethan has disappeared into the crowd. I follow Aunt Isabel to a bench beneath the wisteria. I'm proud of you, she says. Thanks for being here. Listen, Claire, your parents, they've always been like this. It's not about you. It never was. I know that now, I say. I watch the party. For years, I've craved their approval. In this one moment, I realize I don't need revenge. I don't need to expose them. I just need to win. I walk to my car and retrieve my laptop. I slip through the side entrance into my father's study. The room smells of leather and his expensive cologne. I settle into his chair and power up. My email loads. A message from Kirkland & Ellis in Chicago. An interview request from one of the most prestigious law firms in the country, received 3 days ago. I'd been too focused on my family's reaction to my bar results to even respond. Ms. Anderson, we were impressed by your academic record and bar exam performance. We would like to schedule an interview. I type a response, confirming my availability. Then I open a new tab. Apartments in Lincoln Park, Chicago. A movement catches my eye. A stack of papers on the corner of my father's desk, a bank statement. The trust fund. The account that should have 100,000 now shows a balance of 12,450 Odra. Next to it, an invoice from Channel for 8,400 for a handbag. The very same handbag Megan was carrying tonight. A cold smile forms on my lips. I pull out my phone. I take clear, high-resolution photos of the bank statement and the invoice. Exhibit A and Exhibit B. The music from the party filters through the window, distant and irrelevant. I have evidence. I have a plan. For the first time, I am completely in control. Monday morning, I am staring at my laptop screen. The Zoom interview with Kirkland and Ellis. 5 faces, senior partners, looking at me. Ms. Anderson, your bar results are impressive. Top 3% in the state. I smile. Thank you. I'm particularly proud of my performance in contract law. For 90 minutes, I field their questions. My answers are precise. When they ask why I want to work at Kirkland, I don't mention my family. Because I believe in excellence. I say. Tuesday afternoon, the offer letter arrives. 6 figures. A $50,000 signing bonus. I read it 3 times. My phone rings. My mother. I let my newfound success give me strength. I answer. Claire, we need to talk about Saturday. Her voice is cool, controlled. What about it? Ethan, he's been asking questions. About our family. About you? She pauses. Megan says he's been distant, cold. I say nothing. We're having a family dinner this Saturday. A healing dinner. Her voice is honey, sweet and utterly false. You have to be there, Claire. Liam needs to see we're a normal, happy family. The manipulation is so transparent it's almost beautiful. I look at the offer letter. My new future, this Saturday. Of course, mother, I say. I'll be there. After we hang up, I accept the offer from Kirkland and Ellis. 2 clicks. My new life starts in 2 weeks. I stand at my window looking out at the Boston skyline. My family only operates on crisis and appearances. They ignored me for 3 years, but now that I've potentially destabilized Megan's retirement plan, I'm suddenly essential. Fine. I'll give them both crisis and appearances. My phone rings again. Megan, what did you say to him? Her voice cracks. He keeps asking me about our family and money. You're trying to ruin this for me, aren't you? I didn't say a thing, Megan, I say, my voice smooth. Maybe he's just smart. I hang up. The phone rings. I ignore it. I call Aunt Isabel. There's a healing dinner this Saturday, I say. Can you come? I need a witness. Aunt Isabel doesn't hesitate. Of course. Dear, what time? A Friday? My father calls? His disappointed voice. You're breaking your mother's heart, Claire. You're tearing this family apart. Is that career in Chicago not working out? Just come home. Apologize to your sister. Don't let your ambition make you forget who your family is. I'll see you tomorrow, Dad, I say and hang up. The gaslighting doesn't hurt anymore. It just hardens my resolve. Saturday arrives. I dress with care. A charcoal gray suit, severe and clean-lined. I slide the bank statement, the channel invoice, and a copy of my Kirkland and Ellis offer letter into a thin manila folder. Exhibit A, B, and C. I check my appearance. My eyes are clear, focused. I look like exactly what I am, an attorney preparing for court. The drive to Wellesley is 3 hours of rehearsal. This isn't about revenge. It's about justice. It's about truth. I arrive exactly on time. Aunt Isabel's car is already in the driveway, parked behind Ethan's sleek black BMW. I take a deep breath. The doorbell chimes. Megan opens the door. Her smile is bright, but her eyes are wary. You came. I said I would. I step past her. The dining room table is set with the good china. My mother is arranging flowers. My father is pouring wine. Aunt Isabel and Ethan are sitting with uncomfortable smiles. Claire, my mother says, her voice artificially bright. You're just in time. The dining room reeks of desperation. We engage in suffocating small talk for 2 hours. Twice, I catch Ethan studying me when he thinks I'm not looking. When dessert is finished, my mother sets her fork down. All right, Claire, she says. You owe your sister and Ethan an apology for your childish, disruptive behavior at their party. The table goes quiet. Megan leans forward, a victory smile on her lips. My mother's smile turns soft, venomous. You should think carefully, dear. Ethan's father is a senior partner at Sidley Austin. A very influential man. 1 phone call from him, and your little law career could be blacklisted in Chicago before it even starts. The threat hangs in the air. I feel Aunt Isabel tense. I smile. A cold, precise smile. A senior partner at Sidley Austin. That's impressive. I turn to Ethan. Ethan, do you know why I went to law school? His eyes sharpen. Why? Because I believe in truth. And I believe in evidence. I reach for my purse and place the manila folder on the table. This family, I say, is a fraudulent prospectus. Mutt nonsense, my mother scoffs. I slide the bank statement across the table. Grandmother's trust fund, current balance 12,450 daughter. Oh, and here, I add the channel invoice, is where 8,400 of it went. I look at Megan, and that's just one purchase. Mom lied about the party, I continue. Dad called Megan his retirement plan. And Megan, you have illegally spent the 87,550 of my inheritance. Megan turns white. How dare you? My mother screams, half rising. Claire, you're taking things out of context. My father starts. No, I say, standing up. I'm not. For 32 years I've been the quiet one, the reasonable one. The one who swallowed her rage to keep the peace. Not tonight. For 3 years. I paid my own way through law school. I lived in an apartment smaller than your closet, mother. I ate ramen noodles while Megan bought Chanel with my money. I worked 60-hour weeks, while you all plotted how to sell her off to the highest bidder. I turned to Ethan. You're a smart man, Ethan. You're an investor. Does this look like a good investment to you? From my folder, I extract the offer letter and place it on top of the bank statement. By the way, Mom, no need to have Ethan's father make that call. I don't think Sidley Austin can blacklist Kirkland and Ellis. But I am curious to see what the Massachusetts Bar Association thinks of an attorney. I look at my father and his wife, conspiring to commit felony theft and fraud against their own daughter. My mother's mouth opens, closes. For once, she has no script. I came here to say 3 things. I continue, gathering my purse. 1. I have retained counsel. You have 1 week to reimburse my trust fund in full, or we file the suit. 2. I've accepted a new job. And 3. I smile at my parents. I'm moving to Chicago. Don't call me unless it's about the reimbursement. You're just jealous! Megan shrieks, her voice high and shrill. You've always been jealous of me? No, Megan, I say, pausing at the door. I'm just finally awake. I glance at Aunt Isabel, who is sitting perfectly still, a small, proud smile on her face. I push in my chair and walk to the front door. Behind me, chaos erupts. Megan is shrieking. My mother is yelling. But cutting through it all, I hear another sound, Ethan's voice, cold and clear. Stop, both of you, she's right. He's looking at the papers. She's right about all of it. I don't look back. The night air hits my face, and I breathe deeply for what feels like the first time in my life. I start the engine. In the rearview mirror, the house grows smaller, until it's just a pinpoint of light. Then, nothing at all. As I drive back to Chicago, I realize the validation I craved all those years wasn't something they could ever give me. It was always mine to claim. The November sun glints off Lake Michigan, casting ripples across the water. From my corner office on the 32nd floor at Kirkland and Ellis, Chicago unfolds beneath me. 6 months have passed since I walked away from my family. The woman in the glass reflection is someone I barely recognize, confident, sharp, and at peace. Hey Claire, my colleague Ben, leans against the doorframe. A few of us are going out to celebrate winning the first big motion on the pharma case. The partners are paying you in a party. For me, for us, for something I helped create. I'll grab my coat, I say, smiling. My phone buzzes. Mom. The 5th call this week. I stare at it. Then I hit decline and tuck the phone away. I don't need their approval anymore. Later, walking home, a small gallery catches my eye. Abstract paintings, splashes of color. I stop and go inside. I stand before a canvas of deep blues and yellows. I never would have done this before. No practical purpose. No one to impress. I'm just looking. That night, I'm on a video call with Aunt Isabel. You look happy, dear, she says. I am, I say. I'm sending you a plane ticket. Come visit for Thanksgiving. I have a guest room. I'd love that. The next morning, I see Eliza, our youngest intern, standing frozen, staring at a stack of documents. Her hands are trembling. I recognize that look. You okay? I ask, stopping at her desk. This legal memo, she whispers. It's due by lunch, and I can't. Deep breaths. I say, pulling up a chair. You've got this. Let's break it down, slow as smooth. The relief in her eyes is painfully familiar. That evening I stand on my balcony, overlooking the city. My phone buzzes. An unknown number. A text. I called off the wedding. Thank you for showing me the truth. Congratulations on the new job. I read the message from Ethan twice. Then I delete it. His journey is his own. I take a sip of water and lean against the railing. 6 months ago I was trapped, convinced I needed something I never had. Now I stand in a home I chose, in a life I built with a strength I always had. 2 years later, that freedom has a new face. I'm rocking my 1-year-old daughter, Lily, to sleep. My husband, Adam, a kind, sharp-witted attorney I met sparring over emotion, wraps his arms around me from behind. My phone lights up, a text. From a number I haven't seen in years, Megan. Hi, Claire. I know it's been a long time. I heard you had a baby. Mom and Dad told me they apologized, and they paid you back. Lily's first birthday is next week. I'd really like to send her a gift. If that's okay. My breath hitches. Adam squeezes my shoulder. What is it? My sister. I whisper. After all this time. After the apologies I never thought I'd hear, which only came after my lawyers sent the final demand letter. I don't know if I can. You don't have to do anything, Adam says softly. But if you want to, just remember what you told me you once told an intern. He smiles. Break it down. Slow is smooth. He's right. It's not a war. It's just a new file. I lean back against his chest, closing my eyes. This is my family now. This is my truth. My old life, with its ghosts and its anger, can't touch this. Taking my phone, I type a reply. My fingers are steady. It's not forgiveness. It's not an invitation. It's just a new file. Thank you, Megan. That's very kind of you. Lily would like that. I press send. The first brick placed slowly on a new foundation. Thank you for listening to my story. It took me 32 years to learn that you cannot force people to value you, and you should never have to shrink yourself to fit into their idea of what family means. The validation I was chasing wasn't theirs to give. It was always mine to claim. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt overlooked or diminished, only to find your own strength? What does family mean to you? Please share your wisdom and your own stories in the comments section below. And if this story resonated with you, and you believe in the power of knowing your own worth, please click that like button, share this video, and subscribe to our channel for more stories of strength and resilience. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss what's next.